Every year, one of the first things I do is head downtown to the Cross Design in Yaletown, Vancouver. It is the most beautiful store, and they have the most beautiful Christmas ornaments. So the tip is right after Halloween, November 1st, this store and other privately owned specialty interior design or home decor stores will launch their Christmas stuff November 1st. There's always an event, there's usually a sale, they'll have beverages, they play Christmas music, so that is the time to go. I love to turn the corner and see this ornate mantle. I think they had a pink one last year. You can probably order them if you contact the store or look for them on Wayfair. So they always have the Pulse houses here. A Pulse house is a cardboard or paper house that comes from a German word meaning to decorate or to adorn. So if you're looking for these specific ones, you want to Google Cody Foster, Pulse house. Particularly my favorite is this petite pink. So Cody Foster is a higher end brand. If you're looking for something less expensive, just search Pulse House, Paper House, Mantle Paper House, or they also come in smaller sizes as Paper House Ornaments. And I'll leave a few links in the description. Okay, so we turn the corner again and there's this pink stationery section. It is so fantastic. Now this ornament is the paper mache bulldog. I'm going to be making something sort of similar to this in my DIY crafts that are coming out. But look how beautiful this room is. Now they carry the stationery and other party supplies here. These beautiful paper things are from the brand Mary Mary. If you ever see something just absolutely adorable and exquisite, it's usually Mary Mary. And this is a La Durée collaboration. Like, look at these ornaments. So like the pink stuff in the candy. I really like the metal pink flocked tree. It looks really great. Now this ornament, which is macaroons, I think should be made as a makeup palette with eyeshadows, and then various brands can put their name on the back and like sell it at Sephora or something you can add on to your purchase at Christmas. I think that would be freaking amazing.
Holly hanging across the door, neighbors singing tales of yore. It's so close, hardly can wait. Waking up on Christmas, children dreaming without a care. 'Tis the season most everywhere, so come home. There's no better place, waking up on Christmas Day.
Another place you can find ornaments like this and other boutique stores that have an online presence. You can see that they have Cody Foster here and other gorgeous, gorgeous ornaments. Next, I head to Indigo, and they don't have a lot of ornaments, but I always find a gem or two. And you want to go before December 1st. I missed out on the tea ornament I wanted last year, but I did find it this year and I bought it early. Now this store usually goes 25% off pretty quickly, so maybe wait a week or two, maybe by the second week of November. So let's stop here at Indigo. The best thing I ever found at Indigo was years ago was some ornaments by the brand Glitterville, and I had never seen them before. And I don't even know if they're carrying that kind of stuff anymore. And in Canada, it can be harder to find, but if you're in the US, it should be pretty easy to find. So go to the website. You're gonna find the most unique, incredible ornaments. One, the pale pink palm tree. Now there are several colors, and I believe there are 3 pinks now. So you can see how shiny that is. So they've stippled a metallic light pink. Isn't that beautiful? And then here, what do you call that? The trunk, I guess. It's not fully painted, right? It's also been stippled, and it's a beautiful, beautiful gold. Now, I'm not sure what they've used here. You would think it'd be a liquid leaf, but it doesn't seem like that. It's definitely not rub and buff. And I don't think it's actual liquid, I don't think it's actual gold leaf sheets either. But either way, if you touch it, a teeny tiny bit sometimes, just teeny tiny, will come off. And that's because, in my opinion, what I found is that when you're using gold and you finish it, it changes the luminosity of it, okay? So I can't say that for a fact, but I haven't been crafting for too long. Just don't touch it. Just be very careful to sort of touch it from up here. Now, it's a very thick glass, so that probably makes it so they could actually do a palm tree successfully. But the negative aspect is that it doesn't have the same depth of glass as your average ornament. This is a lot thicker. So sometimes, just depending on your taste, at least for me, sometimes you'll put it with some stuff and then you're like, oh, it doesn't work because it feels different. It's a significantly thicker glass. So when I found these on Indigo, no joke, they didn't sell out. I got them for $4, so I got a whole bunch. I think I got a couple for like 8 or 9. That's what I typically do. I like buy my bare minimum, and then I wait to see something goes on sale. And then I got a whole bunch, and I'm like, okay, what am I gonna do with these? Because I'm actually not a sun person, so I'm not like a major into palm trees. I just thought there's something special about this, and so then I was thinking about it. I thought, oh, Khloe Kardashian, love a Kardashian. So I thought, So I took my silver sort of branchy tree, and I tried to do a bunch of different ornaments that I thought sort of were her style or whatever. It didn't work. So then I went in with all pink palm trees, and it looked incredible. So something you might want to consider if you are overwhelmed or it's not working is just to buy the same ornament on a smaller tree and just fill the whole thing. It looks so beautiful. I also think because of her cloud, like her cloud popcorn, and she seems to like clouds, it's very easy to make a cloud ornament, right? Because you can start with like cotton balls and they can be pink and blue. Anyway. So I think she should have like 100 of these, 150 of these on a huge silver tree. I think that would look incredible. Loving the new season of the Kardashians, by the way. Just to drive home sort of the shape and quality. So see this, what do you even call these? Help me out here. Popsicle? Popsicle. Okay. So, and I have to touch it. I'm sort of at a loss here. I don't want it floating in the breeze. Oh, they have a present ornament that's a thick gloss that they painted like this. So you can see there's sort of like streaky paint in a really beautiful light pink. They get the pink colors really well. We've got that same gold here. You can even kind of see the bite marks. Spectacular. This I find, because it's more of a transparent element, it fits in with other stuff better. But I did a Barbie tree, and I do have one of these in green, and it was fine. It gave me the palm tree that I needed. Bury the lead. My favorite ornament, one of my favorite ornaments of all time. I was thinking last night, like, what are my top 5 ornaments? And this is in the top 5. It's probably in the top 2, top 3. So I'm gonna call them clay, because that's what I believe they're made out of. The clay carrots. Here's the pink. Okay, so I use these for Easter. I've got them right now on my Nubo Gardener tree. They just have so much use. You can also put them on a plate, flat, on a cute little plate, and do like treats for the reindeer or treats for Santa, you know, like sort of as a display instead of something realistic. So they come in, I think it's 5, I have all the colors. So we have the dark blue, just in case you find them. They're from years ago and they don't make them anymore, but go to eBay. Medium blue, obviously my favorite, the mint green. And I got a bunch of these on sale from this incredibly cute, I guess, boutique kind of decor store in San Diego. So that's when I got all of the blues and the mint. And then I'm like, I gotta get that pink, because when I first sort of fell in love with Christmas ornaments was this picture of this contemporary tree that had some Glitterville ornaments on it. This was one of them. And then some incredible ornaments from the cross design, which we'll talk about later. Maybe we've already talked about it, but anyway, in another video, because I'm going there soon. So, okay, so we've got those colors. We have the pink, and then this one just isn't for me, which is kind of funny because it's the more traditional carrot, it's the orange. So you can see how they've done it. See how they got the little gashes, and they've done the highlight and the low light. So this is liquid leaf, because I've actually painted over one of the orange. I made it purple, and painted just fine. I didn't have to like take anything off, yet paint doesn't come off. I just use normal acrylic craft paint. And then you can kind of find that the paper here, this beautiful part here, I can't remember what you would call this, stem. If some of it comes off a bit, you can just use that liquid leaf. I'll put a picture of what the stuff is. You can just touch it up and it's fine. It's not like you have to do it every year, but you can see a little's coming off. And I was thinking, well, why didn't they just use a gold paper that's folded up? Because then you wouldn't have that problem, right? I think it's brown paper underneath this. It looks like a deeper brown paper, probably for the thickness. And then I thought they probably did that because maybe the texture of that metallic paper is too thick and didn't give the right feel, because it has just a great feel. So you can kind of move it, and I shouldn't mess around too much with it, but you know what I'm saying? It just looks great and good. Truly it is, but you know what? I'm out of paint, so thought we would just use the wall paint. Maybe that's a mistake to do that thing. Anyway, incredible. I believe that this is clay. You know, that craft clay? See how stunning? I found them individually and I found them in a pack, like the pack of all the like one of each color. So just look for the Glitterville Carrot Ornaments. Glitterville is a brand created by Stephen Brown. He did the White House last year. He has done some work with Oprah on O Magazine, because I believe I've seen in the past photos of him sort of behind the scenes on the shoot, you know, and there's a photo of the shoot being taken. So I don't know if he made props or he was just doing set design. I'm not sure, but I think he's quite prolific in the decorating world. And he has his own shop. I can't remember where it is. I'll put it in the description. If you look it up, you're just gonna be like, oh my God. So the main thing with Glitterville really is that they're so unique and the materials are different, you know? So another thing he does is sort of like a paper mache kind of material, or kind of has like this kind of a matte finish look. And then he will often paint with liquid leaf. So it really looks good. I have like a giraffe ornament that's not by them, but that's the kind of feel. That's the kind of look. Let's just play through some of the best ones on the website. The best time to go to Micheals for Christmas is the end of the first week of November through the 20th, ideally being probably like the 10th or so. So sometimes they aren't fully loaded out by the first couple days of November, so you've gone too soon. And then they always have sales, like 25% off everything, buy one, get one free, like all the time. So you don't want to buy too early. You don't want to go before those sales have come out. Micheals is also my favorite for a ribbon. Like this one here, it looks like the LoveShackFancy bows that they had out at Pottery Barn Teen this year. So I would call it, I guess, a hack. This is probably a regular ribbon, not a Christmas ribbon. So you could buy this at any time and do it for next year. It has wire on the side, so it's going to actually make a bow nicely. The most important thing at Micheals is the Ashland Glass Collectibles collection. The quality is exceptional. The price is amazing. They also always have these incredible, beautiful glass bulbs in various colors, and they have pretty good sizes too. Like, look at the quality of this credit card ornament. The iridescent shine, how thick it is, and the mailbox, like it's so big. You can see it next to my hand, like the scale's huge. And this was, I don't know, maybe $7 or something. Like, the quality is amazing. And this plant ornament, like look at the beads as the dirt. It's incredible. And I got this cute pink blender to represent the strawberry smoothies I make every morning. So I thought that was fun. Now these globes are incredible. I've been looking for years for a DIY glass globe. These are 4 inches wide. They're really good quality. The cork comes out, so you can use something else on the bottom. So look out for these in November 2025 because we are making incredible DIYs with them, and you're going to want to have these. You can see what cute stuff they have. This is tried and true. I got this lipstick ornament in 2018. And look how incredibly cute this oven is. Oh my gosh. I used this for my 2019 organic Barbie tree. I finally got it right with Walmart this year. I went the first week of November. So they had all the paper houses. You can see how cheap they are, like $3.98. They light up. The white was gone the fastest. It was gone within, I don't know, maybe 10 days or so. But I really wanted the pink this year. And look at these trucks. That is so good. And the price is crazy. You could add stuff to the back of that truck and flock it a little more with some paint. I was very excited. Just loading stuff up into that container. I've always wanted to get a bunch of these. Every year, I can only find one randomly somewhere. So you can find these as long as you go early. You can get a bunch. They're an incredible price. And if you need something that isn't glass because of pets or kids, this is a really, really good ornament. And they seem to have them every year. Like this is at least the 3rd or 4th year that I've seen them. I've been looking for ribbon like this in this width for a long time. It has the perfect transparent essence to it. If you can get this specific ribbon, I absolutely suggest you get it. When you're pulling at it to do the center knot of the bow, it can not fray, but sort of pull apart a bit too easily. So just be very gentle with it. Oh my God, Canadian Tire. So Canadian Tire is the first store I go to every single year. They load out their Christmas stuff the first couple days of October. They actually did my store at the end of September. And of course, I bought some ornaments then. What's great about Canadian Tire is variety, price, and quality. It has all of it. Now, some ornaments do repeat. So you will see some things here that they'll have next year, but mostly they have a lot of new stuff. They tend to be sold out of all the really great stuff by early December. If you shop in October, you will have your pick. Like everything will still be there. So that's when I suggest you go. If you go early, so the first week of October, whatever didn't sell the year before will be 50% off, and it will have that red tag that you can see up there at the top. So look at that, $195. And you always want to have like a vintage looking Santa. I'll show you in the future, but it really makes it look good. So look at that, it's like $199, $149. So you just have to go early to see the sales from last year. Like look at these sales on the receipt there. So these bows I got 50% off, and I actually bought some last year. So it helped me sort of top up, which is really nice. I like to have a lot of the same ornaments. So these were under $1 each, and I can paint that and sort of zhuzh them up and make it look nicer. Now you can also buy things online. The thing with Canadian Tire is that it is a franchise. So I don't think that you can just buy from one central store and then they'll ship to you. I'm thinking you have to pick your local store and then they'll ship to you. So if they're sold out, try a store that's a little bit further away, but not so far away that they won't ship to you. Now, last but not least is Homesense, and in the US, Homegoods. I start going the first week of October. You find the best stuff October 1st through November 15th. If you're not finding what you want, you've just gone too late, which sort of is the theme here. But gosh, they had really good stuff this year. I found good stuff up until, I would say, the second week of December. So if you're not finding what you want, you just need to go earlier and more often. And of course, follow your impulse. I always sort of have a feeling I should go, and then I find something amazing. Look at this Pultz house, $24.99. It's huge, excellent quality. This is an excellent, excellent gift. They got about 8 of them in, so it's just about timing. Oh my God, when I found this star, I was so excited. The rectangular sequins make it look so incredibly cute and high quality. Now this angel, I bought last year and the year before, so they tend to have them for some reason throughout the years. So if you see it, buy it. Look at this. So it's November 7th, and these are those little tiny chrysanthemums that you find, you know, at Safeway, like at the grocery store. There's like the little miniature roses and those little flowers that look like this. Took them all season to grow, so nothing bloomed, but I just left them, okay? And then these are now perfect. So the end of mid-October through, I don't know, maybe mid-November, this and another one, which grew really big because I used the Miracle Grow rose fertilizer on it, and I did that before once regularly. I'm not saying this to do, I'm sort of experimenting, but they can handle that fertilizer like once a month, you know, on the low dose. But I did it like I think every 2 weeks with one of them once, and it grew all season. I've never been able to replicate that, so I don't know exactly what I did. I think I did it in that interval. But anyway, if you get something like that, plant it outside. They grow. Number one, find your local or a city that's doable. Downtown Vancouver is an hour away from where I am. Find those local stores. Some of them might be so small and cute, or you went just like that you didn't even notice they were there. Or you went too late and you're like, oh yeah, they've got like 15 ornaments or so. Well, no, they had 200, but that was November 1st. So look at this. This is one of my all-time, probably like also just like the carrot, like top 2 or whatever ornament. This is from the Cross Design, and they've had them for years, but they didn't, I don't think, have them last year. So I don't know if maybe the party's over for this one and maybe it's not being made anymore, but it is Cody Foster, that brand. And you can find them now, usually, at least last year, with like a cat on top or a dog on top, but I like them plain. And it comes in a white and a light blue, and those look better than this. So really fantastic. And if anything comes off here, you just use that liquid leaf, because it's sort of that same scenario. But I mean, this ornament blew my mind, especially if you're an interior designer or you love decor. Like, it's just so cute. So I have not found these online to buy unless they have the animal on top. So keep that in mind. But I haven't gone yet to the Cross, so if they have them, I will let you know. Most people, I think Indigo is a Canadian company. I will check, so it's not going to be an option for everyone. But these are the ones that I got from last year. Look how they've sewn that. If you're a sewer, doing like the presents like that, just so cute. Now I just went there for this year and didn't find anything. Now it looked like a couple SKUs weren't out, so usually it's like there's 2 things and it's incredible, but it's dwindling. It's dwindling. So I think if I were to make this again next year, which I'm not planning to, I would take that off the list and just have it be, hey, this is the vehicle for where I found Glitterville, the brand. I think it's called Glitterville Studios, but so they just, some of the pink and more unique stuff, they just haven't been having. And I think that's because they usually have that online, and I don't think people knew. It was just me finding the sales and stuff because things weren't selling out. So it worked for me. But the sad part is they were, I don't think they're bringing in that kind of stuff anymore. And it kind of makes sense. It's a bookstore, right? So it kind of makes sense that these ones aren't selling, especially if they aren't in the store. And also, they put the racks at the back or kind of to the side. It's like if your main function isn't Christmas ornaments, right? You're not an interior decor store where people are literally going everywhere and picking through everything, then you've got to put I can't remember what it's called or don't know what it's called, but that point of purchase thing. You've got to put this stuff right by the till, or better, right behind the till. So I was there the other day. I know you'd have to put all the hooks in the back and that would kind of wreck everything. Maybe there's a rack that could come in, which has subsequent hooks. And people would be like, hey, can I grab the duck? They did have a cute duck. It's just not my style. I just think that they would be selling out. The stuff would be selling. I just don't think people are aware of it. So, because look. So I don't know anymore if you're Canadian, if that is going to be this go-to option anymore. Since now we're in the second year where I'm like, we are dwindling and I don't see any of the kind of glass pinky SKUs from Glitterville online. This is also Glitterville. It's one of the ones that I found. I don't think they have this anymore. This is like 5+ years. But I believe, I don't know for sure, but just when I was always trying to find them and having difficulty and things like that, it is a US-based company. I believe that they mainly sell in actual shops. So I even found some stuff like on Instagram from a cute little store. And this is before there was like links everywhere for Instagram. I'm like, hey, can I buy these from you? And will you ship them to me? And she did. And I'm so grateful because I got like a tree from there and it was just, love it. I don't know for sure, but just in my trying to find Glitterville ornaments and stuff like that in Canada, because they didn't, at least at the time, they didn't ship from their website to Canada, but I have had them sent across the border and someone drove across to get some, but I mean, I'm close. And also, found little boutique kind of shops in the US online and got them from there, you know what I'm saying? So that's your best bet. And if there's any in Canada that I find this year, I'll put it in the description. But what you're really looking for, so in your area, you really like going back to the very first thing, which is looking for these beautiful interior decor local shops that maybe don't even sell their ornaments online, right? Those are the kind of places that place orders and they have a whole bunch of the Glitterville stuff. So your other option is directly from the website. Obviously definitely ships to the US, but I don't know how much volume they have. Like if it becomes more popular, like say this year, I'm not sure. I think maybe the stock will sell out quickly. I just have this feeling that their business is mainly selling directly to boutiques. It's not a direct online business. That is what I think. Now, this other brand that just popped up last year is Vondels. You can follow them on Instagram. The stuff that they have, the glass purse, the glass high heel shoe, I mean, incredible. I cannot believe I've never seen them before. They are from Amsterdam. If you wanted to have a beautiful, contemporary, chic tree all done for you, you could just pick probably 5 SKUs and buy in multiple and you could be done at once. But it kind of depends on your style, if you like picking through and having different stuff and your budget and everything like that. So, but look them up. I mean, unbelievable. My favorite store is Canadian Tire, but I know that everyone doesn't have that just because the quality, the amount of stuff that they have, and the price, it just is unmatched, Would I like more pink stuff? Yes. More light pink stuff, please. But other than that, great. But that isn't an option for everybody, right? Glitterville, Cody Foster, like you can find this stuff online, even if you have to go eBay for Glitterville. So Glitterville, Cody Foster, Vondels, great quality, stunning brands, right? And then I'm not sure how international Micheals is. So if it's just Canada and the US, so I will check, but incredible. Now, the ones that are incredible are Ashland is their own brand. So just like Canadian Tire is called Canvas. Ashland. So if you go into the typing there in the description there, you want to type in I don't know where to look, sorry. You want to type in Ashland glass collectible ornaments, because otherwise so much stuff comes up, like little wood ones to do DIY projects and stuff like that. So I haven't noticed where there is a little click button where it's subcategorized that way, which would be nice. because sometimes I'll be like chomping at the bit waiting to see what they have. And I'm having to scroll through so much stuff waiting for it all to reload. Let's talk more internationally. I don't know how prolific Micheals is. I know we've already shown it, but look, this is like 6 years ago or so. One of my best ornaments, $6, $7. I bought many as I could, maybe 10. I don't know if I got that lucky, but it's so great if you can go at the right time, if you can get the timing right. Because they'll have all these bins, these sort of cardboardish bins. Now they've been hanging them on the wall, but I liked when they were the bins. So there's like a whole bunch of that. There's a whole bunch of each SKU. You're just like ravenous. Okay, this is maybe a little bit more cutesy, but it's good because I always make this like a strawberry smoothie protein powder thing. So like I already said, but you can see the quality. What would we do without the juice? Look at this. This is from last year, so unfortunately I don't have it. And can you see how incredible that is? We've already shown it. And of course, Micheals. But see how they have this? You'll notice, you'll find this other places. I think it's in one of my vlogs coming up. There was one for like $30 at Holt Renfrew and it was gold. Looks better transparent. I don't like the iridescent. I'm not an iridescent person. It's just too much chaos. But isn't that fantastic? $5, $6. And of course, you've got like Homesense or Homegoods, something like that, you know, and you just have to go in October. That's the reality, and you just keep going back, and that's where this gorgeous thing is from. Okay, look at that. This is like $6, maybe $7, so I was able to get a bunch. I'm using them this year on a tree that's actually silver, which you think, well, that's not going to work, but it does. It just adds sort of body because it's a very empty spaced tree. If you're looking for something like this, right, with the way it's drawn, with the beads, Glitterville at least had, I don't know if they have them anymore, not necessarily in this color, but they had this design. I believe it's probably the same mold even, who knows, but it looks the same, and they have multiple different colors. They always have a really great Eiffel Tower. I think the one that says Bonjour on the side, that's a little bit smaller than this, and a really great pink that says Bonjour, is by Cody Foster, but I'm not sure. I think that covers it, you know? It's just try to have a great time and pepper out your stores. And obviously there's other places to get ornaments. Like I always look at Anthropologie, and you always go to your local garden center because there's not a lot, but there's a couple cute stuff, and it's fun to just go because you get into that Christmas spirit. But the other ones are sort of my tried and true where I can get a lot and really, really good. So happy holiday shopping. I hope this has been informative. Happy decorating and good luck.